Hey guys, what's up? This is TJ here again with Transformers Prime, the Robots in Disguise series, Deluxe Class Wheeljack. We're going to go ahead and start off with the car mode. Pretty much 100% show accurate. I mean, this thing is beast. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to start off this review with saying, hey, I absolutely love this figure, so if it comes off kind of biased, sorry, but it's awesome. Go buy it as soon as you see it. But anyways, on to the review. I started it off with the weapons attached here. His swords do have weapon storage, which is a plus for me, and I do like the way that they store to give even his car that samurai feel. But if you look at the bottom here, it does just have two side pegs, and the pegs are on the sides of the weapons, so that they go in pretty easily. But as for his car mode, just a chance to check it out from all angles. I mean, it rolls smooth, no unnecessary kibble, anything like that, and just an overall slick car. I love it. Alright guys, now we're reviewing Transformer Prime, Robots in Disguise, Deluxe Class Wheeljack's robot mode. So as you can see, very extremely show accurate. Like, this thing is effing impressive. Like, there's no other word to describe it. They did an amazing job with the engineering of this figure, and even keeping his proportions straight and things like that. He just looks awesome. He stepped out of the show and right onto your shelf. So before I even start getting into it, I'll go ahead and just do a scale comparison. Slightly taller than, well, I guess head-wise he's slightly shorter than Deluxe Class Bumblebee from the first edition line. But overall, because he has kind of that hunchback and things like that, he is taller. So for the Prime line, I'd say he's on the smaller size of the Deluxes. But anyway, back to the review of him. I just didn't want to get too far into him without looking at the scale. Okay, you can see how he looks, but let's go ahead and look at some of his articulation points. Now, he does have the hunched shoulders. Unfortunately, he doesn't have bicep or forearm swivel. He does have ball jointed shoulders, so that pretty much controls the rotation of the entire arm. Even his hands, they do have rotation and in and out and things like that, but overall, just not a lot of arm articulation. Okay, now looking at the legs, same. No hip articulation. Is pretty much taken care of at the ball joint by the crotch. So there's swivel, but there's none of that in and out rotation. Not even at the knee. His ankle joints are articulated though, full articulation, and he does have the full bend at the knee. So overall, the articulation is solid, and you know, it's good for what it's worth, but it's not anything that's great, even for a Deluxe. Alright, now if you haven't noticed, he does have weapon storage up here. Kudos, kudos, kudos. They just slide right into his back, which is fantastic. And the swords themselves, I mean, we got a preview of them when we saw them in car mode, but let's go ahead and put them in his hand. And they're the same 5mm standard that I love about the RD line, because you can exchange weapons from other Transformer series, and that's just a beautiful thing to me. Okay, go ahead and slide that in, get him posed here, get that knee bent, put an arm up, and there we go. I mean, overall, just a solid figure, and I enjoy the hell out of him. Now, as for my final score on Wheeljack, I'm going to go ahead and give him an 8 out of 10. When it comes to aesthetic, he's easily 10 out of 10. However, the limited articulation in the arms and legs, it does lead to a bit of limited posability, and especially for a ninja character like this, you know, that's a big deal. Because I like my characters like Adrift or like this version of Wheeljack, just posing those badass ninja poses, you know, that really show off some of that dexterity and things. But he doesn't really have that, so it doesn't take away from the aesthetic, but it takes away from being able to pose him like the character itself. But anyways, 8 out of 10, still a great score. Still something to where if you see him, buy him on site. But yeah, he's awesome. I love him to death. Thanks for